Welcome to the Sports Show. I'm Andy Marks.
And I'm Byron Saucer.
We were looking at the football standings early Monday this week, and it strikes me that this is maybe the most successful year of overall top to bottom football teams in this county that we've had since I've been around, huh?
Yeah, no, it's kind of a daunting task looking at the potential playoff teams we have. I don't know if we have the manpower to cover all our potential playoff teams this year, but it's a great sign, and it started up at Citizens Field with Vanguard.
Yeah, fantastic win for Vanguard. It seems like we're raving about Vanguard every week, but this was, if there's an it win for Vanguard, this was it. Going up to Citizens Field, beating Eastside. Eastside's a team that's in the playoffs every year. They've got a quarterback, Harold Hoskins, who's one of the best quarterbacks in this part of the state. Eastside was a team we were kind of expecting to push most of our teams around this year, and Vanguard beats them. Really wasn't even that close, and there's a lot of credit to be spread around, I think. But I want to quickly mention Leo Burgess, who it seems like for 3-4 weeks in a row now, just workman-like 120, 150, 200-yard games, one after the other. Impressive running game.
Yeah, absolutely. And then this week we got a little dose of Quentin Hitchcock at quarterback. He threw for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, no picks. Vanguard didn't turn the ball over, which I think really helped them. And Takeem Platt had 2 of those touchdown grabs to give him 4 on the year. So when they're going in the passing game and you got Burgess to hang your hat on, it's a very difficult team to defend. A lot of speed over there, and you just can't say enough. I mean, it's been one thing with these moral victories, but now sitting at 3-3, 1-0 in their district, you really have to start thinking of Vanguard as a real postseason type football team. Yeah,
and what Alex Castaneda has done with this latest win is put his team in the driver's seat. They control their own destiny, and they could still, at this point, they could give up a game and still be right there in the hunt. It was really a huge win for that program. Congratulations to them. Another huge win, and the second huge win in the row happened with Westport. They went on the road and picked one up.
Yeah, they did, and they did it in true Westport fashion. 3 defensive touchdowns. I mean, that's you really have to tip your hat for a team like that. You go on the road, you got a hostile crowd, you struggle offensively, and you find a way to get it done. 3 defensive touchdowns, 19-0. I mean, what do you say about the Wolfpack? I mean, they're on a roll.
Yeah, it's we were looking at them as one of the teams we were going to have to cringe and talk about every week after one bad loss after the next. Seems like they've got it turned around. They're spirited. They're playing hard. They shut out a team that scored 21 points against Lake Weir, who everybody thinks is a good team. So it's a nice win. I don't care what Central's record is, from where Westport started the season to go on the road and pick up a big win like that. Not even close. That's a wonderful job by all those kids and by Coach Lyle Livingood and his staff. So we had a couple of games that were probably not as exciting, especially mine. I was over at Denellen. Denellen made my game not that interesting by just running wherever they wanted. A really impressive performance for the offensive line. Another huge game for Bubba Black. The score was wide. They beat Citrus 41-7. But this was a big district game at home against a rival team where the kids know each other. They just keep rolling over there.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those potential stumbling blocks, just like last week with Hernando. These are the ones you take care of business. It looked like they had no problem. And Frank Beasley's bunch now 3-0 in the district. It's a huge 8-team district, so the last 4 games will actually be in the district as well. So still some work to do. It starts with Nature Coast this week, Crystal River the following week, but they're in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I'm sure that everybody in that district now has Denellen circled as the team to beat, and it's a credit to them that they got there. Now, you had another little bit of a key situation. We kind of thought Forest was going to beat Mandarin at home, but you never know, because that first 6A game, you just don't know what the level's going to be like till you go and play at it.
Yeah, the thing that struck me about the game was the toughness and the conditioning of Forest. It was certainly a game that the 2 teams just hammered away at each other. It was tied, in the third quarter, 14-all. Big, strong-arm quarterback over there from Mandarin, which impressed me. I didn't expect that coming in. And the kid was really good. Forest had a little trouble with him defensively, but completely shut down the run, ran for about 250 themselves. And normally that spells a win, and it certainly did Friday night. They looked good, physical. Still got to tweak the passing game a little bit, I think, down the road, but certainly a good start in 6A.
and a big one this week. Not a district big game, but a big game for pride's sake for Forest coming up against Lake Weir. We'll talk about that more later in the week. But while we're on the subject of Lake Weir went on the road. They were kind of jostling for position in their district. A big game in Spring Hill against Springstead. That's a team that's been trouble for our teams. Bellevue, back in Bellevue's heyday, met them a couple times and really struggled with them. Lake Weir didn't.
Nah, I mean, another impressive handle your business kind of win down there. I think on paper they're better in Springstead, but it seemed like kind of a trap game, with coming off that loss to North Marion. Forest next week, it's one where, you blink your eyes and you lose, and they got it done again. Tracy Curry had a big game, as he normally does on the big stage. So, yeah, Lake Weir, 5-1 in the driver's seat in their district as well.
Yeah, and another team in the driver's seat still without a district loss is the North Marion Colts. They scored their first district win of the year. Wasn't much of a game against Bellevue over at the strike zone. I think the only real drama there was whether or not they were going to accomplish the task of scoring 42 points in honor of Kyle Van Wagner, who started for them last year, passed away a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, business as usual. North Marion is certainly proven to be the class of the county this year, and Bellevue continues to struggle. So it was no big surprise, I don't think, 42-7 there.
And another big, Jamie Gilmore just keeps rolling up yards and touchdowns, and he's a sophomore, is that right?
Yeah.
Formidable stat line for a sophomore. He's not the biggest of kids, but he's running bigger than he is. He's a nice little story to watch.
Yeah, nice receiver out of the backfield too.
Trinity Catholic, no real trouble in their district game at Keystone Heights.
No, it looks like these guys maybe turned the corner against maybe that second half of Newberry got them going. Certainly the blowout down in South Sumter kept it going, and judging from the 56 points there, it looks like maybe that offense has worked out its chinks and just in time for the stretch run.
We saw some meaningful minutes for Cody Phillips, so that's another 4 quarterbacks that have taken snaps now over there. I think everybody, whereas before they were looking for people to look effective under center, this might have been one of those situations where everybody was getting things done. Gray Crow had a few more big receptions caught by Cadron Boone at the other end. Phillips looked good. They bring in Gates because he gives you that athletic ability to run or toss it when he needs to. They're a team to watch now. We don't know how they're going to look when that huge playoff game comes up, probably against Bulls in the second round.
Right.
Maybe that's jumping the gun a little bit. Probably not. I think they're gonna get at least there. It's a good story to watch. And finally, OCA. How many 40-point wins can we talk about?
Yeah, they just keep getting it done. The Crusaders, we felt like they were probably the class here against Eastland. They certainly turned out to be, and now their big game at defending champ Faith Baptist this Friday for the FCC crown. So we'll see if they can complete their cycle.
Yeah, there's nobody out there yet that has shown any ability to slow them down. So everybody will be watching that performance at Faith Baptist, and that'll do it for this week's Friday Night Rewind. We will be back a little later in the week to talk about a big bunch of games this weekend. Until then, we'll see you at Ocala.com.